Hi crypto school students, I'm personally sick of XRP following Bitcoin. I'm throwing it out there. Not necessarily that it goes down because it's a purchase opportunity, but that all it does is to follow the Bitcoin king. That's why I made this video, to see what will actually decouple XRP from Bitcoin, how fast this is likely to happen, and when. But first I wanted to warmly thank you for helping us growing our channel. We've recently reached 1,000 subscribers, which means we nearly doubled in 1 month. So thank you all for joining us on this journey. It's a pleasure to have you on board. We've been working hard to put out the best content for you, so if you like it, share it with your friends and family. The next step is 5,000. Thank you. This video is sponsored by templatemonster.com so that you can create your own cryptocurrency website without struggle. More information at the end of the video. So let's start. It's almost for certain that if XRP ranks #1 by market cap, it will drive many investors to realize that it is better than Bitcoin. At that point, we can imagine that XRP will be on its own, not influenced by Bitcoin very much or any other crypto. And the reason for that is because I think XRP will be thought of as something different than just a crypto. It will be thought of as an actual use case. I expect this difference between XRP and the rest of the market to deepen in the next year or so. It will take time, but it will eventually happen. But what about the here and now? XRP still needs to quadruple to get to the current size of Bitcoin. So what can trigger decoupling between them right now? So first we have the listings. XRP is tied to Bitcoin for acquisition. It's still hard to buy XRP without going through another crypto. The listing of XRP or fiat as a base currency in exchanges will change that. And it will help decoupling as it will make XRP more independent from Bitcoin. It's what we're starting to see. There are rumors about Binance adding XRP as a base currency. We know that SBI virtual currency is going to list XRP as a base currency. For Ripple XRP, the feeling that a decoupling from Bitcoin is imminent comes from the activities at SBI Holdings. The company is rolling out its virtual currency trading platform, and as it stands, XRP is the only crypto noted on the platform's website. It's worth noting that no other cryptocurrencies have been suggested. In terms of what may happen if it stays this way, it's that Ripple's XRP has a big opportunity to gain in value without the influence of Bitcoin. XRP will be the only crypto traded on a big exchange platform. So that will for sure help decoupling. The expectation is that more and more altcoins will decouple from Bitcoin. When this happens, one of the primary beneficiaries will be Ripple. And listen to this, and it's easy to see why this will be so. It has the widest use case of any blockchain platform. Guys, the use case is still here, even though the price doesn't reflect the performances of Ripple and XRP in general. It means that it's undervalued and it's a buying opportunity. That's what investors are looking for. The exponential growth of Ripple solutions is setting up XRP for massive price gains in the coming days. It's such a time when would-be investors should be looking to get into a crypto that is poised to explode in value. Now, note that this article dates from the 6th of June, but this hasn't changed. It's just been postponed. Since then, Ripple hasn't stopped progressing. They have released XRP with, I think, 5 partnerships using XRapid. So listing XRP as a base currency has the potential to replace Bitcoin and be fully independent. It's even a new use case. Then we have the psychology side of things. Everyone knows that the market moves together. If Bitcoin falls like it did recently, investors automatically sell their positions on other cryptos, even though these cryptos are not technically affected by Bitcoin's issues. Let me tell you the egg analogy that I found. Imagine you own a farm and sell eggs. Your eggs are the best in your whole city. They are larger and are of higher quality compared to our competitors' eggs. So you can charge a higher price for them and your customers are more than happy to pay for the premium price, right? One day there is a news article that is published which is putting eggs in a bad light. The market is in mass hysteria, so no one is purchasing any more eggs. Although there is absolutely nothing wrong with yours, the market is refusing to buy them. As a result, you need to sell them at a lower price to sell some, right? The analogy with XRP is that regardless of what happens with XRP, if the whole market is down, XRP will follow. It's part of this market. So what it needs to do to change that, to change this psychology, is to prove that they are something different. They're not part of this market. This takes time, but it has already started. We've seen the price double without warning in September, while the other cryptos were steady. And recently, during the crash, we've seen XRP hold its ground as it lost less than the market. You can see on this graph the correlation between the price of XRP and Bitcoin. So let me explain it really quick. So you have the timeline here from April to December, to right now. A 1 means that there is a perfect match between the price of Bitcoin and XRP, which means that if Bitcoin is going up, XRP is going up. If Bitcoin is going down, XRP is going down, all right? Now, a 0 means it's essentially what we want. It means that there is no correlation between both at all. It means that if Bitcoin is going up, XRP may as well stay steady. Now, -1, we won't focus on this, but it's basically Bitcoin and XRP doing the opposite. Bitcoin up, XRP down. See? So what we can see here on this graph is that you see on the first part of 2018 and until July 2018, both were really bound together. But now, since July, we've seen XRP going further from the 1, you can see, further away, and actually decoupling, having different price movements from Bitcoin. So this is changing, and this means that there is pressure from XRP to take matters in its own hands. So really, this graph shows you that we're moving towards a decoupling between XRP and Bitcoin. Now, another thing that can completely change the game is if XRP just bursts, that it surges all in once. What can trigger that is one thing, a huge news, unexpected news about XRP adoption. If a big bank states that it will start using XRP, it actually starts using XRP, it will probably drive the price up. Further than that, the fact that XRP starts being used means an increase in volume and a steadier price, which means that the price will be more stable when facing downward trends. Then we have another thing is the regulation for banks to start adopting XRP. So banks are waiting for one thing, and it's government regulations and some testings by other institutions, of course, but mainly the governments regulating digital assets, recognizing digital assets. So we might get some banks starting using XRP, but really we won't have that many banks without the governments recognizing digital assets as such. But we might get some banks starting using it without regulations. But remember guys, I already told you earlier, the fact that the growth and adoption is not reflected in the price means that it's actually undervalued. So see this as an opportunity. Investors would do anything to find such an undervalued opportunity. As I told you in the beginning of the video, if you want to create your own website about cryptocurrencies or any other website for that matter, you should take a look at Template Monster. They recently released a brand new crypto theme, and they have basically all the tools you need to launch a professional website without struggle. And they also have the options to launch the website for you. So if you have plans to launch a website, you don't know where to start, check it out with the link in the description. So guys, that's it for today. If you like this video, please drop us a like. It really helps us get noticed on YouTube. And don't forget to share this video to make XRP the standard. We are the lucky ones.